Welcome back to another edition of Oh Beer, sponsored by Doortender. Today we are spotlighting Troubled Monk, one of the OGs when it comes to craft breweries in Red Deer. Again, if you're new to this, that's okay because this is only our second one. But we're going to spotlight a local brewery, an Alberta brewery, every time. Throw it up here on YouTube and on social media just to give a shout out to the amazing breweries that we have in Alberta. So again, as I mentioned, I went Troubled Monk. Let's start with Dustin maybe. What are you drinking?
I got the Buck Tooth, the Belgian White. It's actually the first time I tried this one. Buck Tooth kind of stood out to me because I used to have buck teeth when I was in junior high. Thank the Lord for braces, but it's good. It's the first one I had. I wasn't sure on the first taste, but as I got going into that beer, it started to really jump out at me with some citrus flavors. And takes me back to the summer and when we're sitting on patios, and would be a beer I order at restaurants when I'm doing so in the future.
And that one I think right is kind of, if you put it up against a common beer, is kind of like the Belgian Moon or Rickard's White when that was popular, right? If I remember correctly, that type of beer.
Yeah, it's definitely a beer that you want to have an orange slice in, a nice cold cup in the summertime for sure. Have you guys had this one before?
Yes, I have. It's an easy drinking. You're right. It's a great summer beer. It's an anytime beer, but a great patio beer for sure.
Where do you think they got the name Bucktooth from, though?
To be honest, they were probably just looking at someone's face. I mean, I do like about Troubled Monk as you go along. They've got, oh, that's mean to say. Maybe it's someone who knew Dustin back in the day. Maybe the guy who knocked his teeth out in the AJHL. But no, I like Troubled Monk because they have like a lot of breweries do, but they have some pretty creative names for their beers and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, Bucktooth, there's probably a story behind it. So I'd encourage whenever someone's in buying a Bucktooth, maybe ask them what the story is behind it.
Yeah, I'd like to know who has the naming power, because I would like to come up with some beer names myself one day. That'd be an all right job. I guess I'll go next since I'm already talking here. I kind of went off the board. I'm not drinking a beer. I'm drinking a original hard iced tea from Troubled Monk. So I've had this a number of times just because when you don't feel like beer, this is the perfect alternative. And it's perfect because you can't really taste the alcohol in it. It kind of tastes like a regular iced tea, which is also can be dangerous if you're having more than a handful of these. So I love the taste. You can have it. You can have one morning, noon, or night. I'd probably suggest leaving it for the nighttime, but it's delicious in my opinion.
Ryan, how many cans constitute a handful?
Well, like one handful or two handfuls, because
I don't know. It's your term. I want to know what you think.
Yeah, no, I'd probably say six or seven.
You got some big hands.
Okay, we're gonna as an addition to this, we're gonna see how many cans of troubled tea you can fit in one hand.
Oh no, I'm gonna need two hands. Like when I drink with two hands, Ted.
Yeah, well, a handful is one hand, but
yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. The troubled tea, I think one important thing with that one, because there's a lot of the hard iced teas out there. I like that one because it's a little bit more like, I don't want to say like the American tea, but it's that more like actual tea and not as much the sugary iced tea taste.
Like I've seriously mistaken this for a regular iced tea once. And it took me a few sips to tell the difference.
And you do have iced tea for breakfast all the time.
I'm a big iced tea fan. I don't know what it is about iced tea, but it gets me going.
It might be the 4 pounds of sugar in there.
I mean, that probably helps.
Would that be similar to the twisted teas you'd buy in the liquor store then?
Yeah, they're pretty. I think they're pretty similar. I do like this a little bit better than the twisted teas.
So for all those people that are drinking twisted teas out there, there's some local flavor right here in Red Deer that you can get down at Troubled Monk.
Yeah, I guarantee if you like the twisted teas, you'll like this one too.
A little bit more authentic tea taste, like I said too on that one. And hey, no offense to twisted tea, I'm sure those people work very hard to put out a product they're proud of. But like Dustin said, the local angle's there, and yeah, we promise you it is good. So support local, get out there.
All right, I am drinking the Epitaph Gin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Gin and Soda. Quick story. Tanqueray Gin was actually the first thing that I ever stole out of my mom's liquor cabinet and got drunk off of. So I've only drank it maybe twice since then. because as you can imagine, that first time drinking gin straight wasn't a very good result. So I was a little nervous about getting this, but I thought I'd try it again. I think it's delicious. It really just tastes like club soda for the most part. I can't really taste the gin, maybe a little bit, but it's the perfect amount of flavor. Like Ryan said, this is a dangerous drink for sure, in a good way.
I like the look of the can. Maybe hold that back up. That can. I like the look of it. Make me want to order one of those for sure.
And it's good. It's very easy drinking, but it's only 5%, so you can maybe get a few in you, and you don't have to feel too bad about it.
Yeah, so you need a handful of those too, hey?
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about that too is they make their own gin. Like Epitaph Gin is Troubled Monk. They distill it themselves, which is really cool. Not a whole lot of local distilleries either. And yeah, that one is. I'm not a big gin guy at all, but that's one of my favorite drinks. Usually that's what I get from Troubled Monk or really just any liquor store. I've honestly already ordered it a few times from Doortender. So once again, another great non-beer option there, and yeah, just a really unique taste too. I think is what stands out for me for the Epitaph is it is a little bit different than some of the other gin you can have.
Kev, what would you say to somebody that hates gin? Would it be a drink worth trying, or because I can't stand gin, to be honest with you, but I've never had it in a mixed drink. I've only tried it straight like you did when you were a kid, so I'm a little bit hesitant to go down that gin route.
I mean, whenever you think of gin, usually you think of the pine needles and like that taste. And I don't taste that at all. There's no harshness or bitterness to it. It's very smooth. I think if if I poured this in a glass and gave it to you and just said drink it, you'd probably just think it was club soda without knowing it's gin. I don't know if you'd be able to even pick out the taste. So I think you should try it.
So really, this is not much of an episode for beer lovers, but I think it's easy to say Troubled Monk has a lot of beer, a lot of great beer. They're one of the first, as I mentioned, and they do it very well. But for this episode, we're really focusing a lot on the non-beer options, which Dustin mentioned earlier too. It's great to be able to have these non-beer options and still support local at the same time. So this is the first time actually I've had the Adequate vodka soda that they make. Again, Adequate vodka is Troubled Monk's own product as well, which I've bought separately a lot. Really good vodka. Always liked mixing it. And yeah, for me, I've really gone off of beer a lot lately. You guys know, I've been really big on the vodka sodas, and this one instantly is one of my favorites too. It's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, the no sugar, it's 100 calories per can, and I think all those calories just come from the vodka. This one too, like with a lot of them, you know what, I'll go on the record. Don't come at me on this, but I think White Claw is actually pretty terrible. I know a lot of people love it, but to me, I can kind of taste that aspartame. I don't have it here at all. Again, I guess the theme is a nice, easy drinking one here too, and especially in the summer. Like I love these when you're golfing. The vodka sodas when it's hot out. If you drink enough of them, if you drink a couple handfuls of them, you're still going to feel bad the next day, but a little lighter than beer. So yeah, 2 thumbs up for this one.
Is that one flavored at all?
Yeah, sorry. These ones are lemon lime. And I just want to say too, if you want to talk about names, this is actually, I think they stole this from my Tinder profile, but it says it's not just good, it's good enough. So again, always some good wordplay and stuff there from Troubled Monk.
Did you just get like all lemon lime flavor? Or?
I believe that's the only flavor
Okay.
they have right now. So it's just like any other one where it's kind of it's a lighter flavor and it's still mostly vodka soda, and just it's an acquired taste. I think everyone can agree vodka sodas, even with the flavor and stuff, sometimes it's like drinking TV static, but have a couple and I promise you, you won't regret it, because I'm really happy that I actually enjoy vodka sodas now and can save those calories while I can.
Yeah, it is probably the healthiest hard alcohol option that you can go with. So I'm going to stick with my iced tea though.
Yeah, so there's 3 great for the non-beer drinkers out there, 3 great options. I'm going to give them one more shout out, because something some craft breweries do that's really cool, including Troubled Monk, is they make their own sodas. So I also got the Saskatoon soda here. When I mentioned the Adequate vodka, I think they've got raspberry, orange, root beer, and ginger ale too. So if you want to mix your own drink, again, support local. Today was the first time I had the Saskatoon soda, and it actually is unbelievable. So again, for the non-drinkers out there too, Troubled Monk, good on you for hitting every demographic. I don't know if anyone else has had the sodas from there yet, but they're quite good.
The one other thing I will mention with Troubled Monk too is this is the first time I've had the Buck Tooth, and them being the first brewery, I believe, that popped up in Red Deer. They've been around the longest, and I probably tried the most stuff from them. And my favorite's definitely the Golden Gates. And I know, Kevin introduced me to the Golden Gates, and I know you guys have had a lot of Golden Gates as well. Just super clean, crisp, light, and that's definitely my favorite when it comes to Troubled Monk.
So yeah, next time you order Doortender, make it Troubled Monk. That code is still available if you haven't used it yet. Download the Doortender app. Use O Beer. That's capital OH.
DEER.
Wow. Yeah, I'm having a tough time tonight, but no, well, thank you. Good thing Lund is here. It's Oh Dear. So OHDEER for $5 off your first order from Doortender. And as always, you know what? We're drinking this Troubled Monk tonight, courtesy of Doortender. So thank you guys there for everything you do for us. And that's it. That's another edition of Oh Beer. Hopefully we're back for one more.
Thanks, Doortender.
Oh dear.